Now, our top focus on WION. After a lot of back and forth and even calling off the deal, Elon Musk has finally bought Twitter. He has completed his $44 billion acquisition, and as a first move, he has fired some of the top executives. Musk accused the leaders of misleading him over the number of spam accounts. He has terminated Twitter chief executive Parag Agrawal, chief financial officer Ned Segal, and legal affairs and policy chief Vijaya Gade. She took the top decision of banning Donald Trump from Twitter. Reports say that right after the signing, Agarwal and Segal were both escorted out of the Twitter headquarters. Musk and his team will only had till today midnight to finalize the deal. Even before the official announcement, Musk had already declared his acquisition of the microblogging website. It was a heartfelt message for his Twitter advertisers. I'm quoting here, "The reason I acquired Twitter is because it is important to the future of civilization to have a common digital town square." He further goes on to say that he did not buy Twitter to make more money, rather to try to help humanity. He also called for a warm and welcoming platform for all, but not a quote-unquote free-for-all hellscape. Musk reiterated that not everything will be allowed on the platform. Some content could even face consequences. These latest comments are just an extension of what he has been saying all along. A special focus will be to defeat spam bots on the website. Musk wants to change many aspects of the social media platform, but how they will translate in real life remains to be seen. Now, just 2 days ago, the billionaire sent Twitterati into a frenzy. He posted a video of himself walking into the Twitter headquarters carrying a sink. He captioned it, "Entering the Twitter headquarters, let that sink in." Now, the theatrics obviously did not end there. Musk also changed his Twitter bio that reads now Chief Twit. If these weren't enough, he has now listed his location as the Twitter headquarters in San Francisco. The acquisition is a culmination of a remarkable saga. It was full of twists and turns. And at one point, it had even sent doubts over whether the deal would go through. It all began on April 4th when Musk disclosed a 9.2% stake in the company, making him its largest shareholder. Now for more on this, we are being joined by Adrian Marsh, who is a technology journalist from London. Welcome to the broadcast.
Hello, morning.
Now, Elon Musk tweeted, "The bird is freed." He's known for his quirky words here, but what changes are you expecting in the coming weeks?
I don't think anybody really knows. Musk is well known for many contrary statements. It does look like he'll probably allow Trump back on Twitter, reversing his permanent ban. He describes himself as a absolutist when it comes to free speech, which worries many people because the concern is that it'll make Trump an even more hostile and toxic place to live. So he's also talked about introducing subscription services, getting rid of a large number of staff. He told, according to one report, he told the bank who's partly funding the takeover that he wanted to fire 75% of the staff. When he went into Twitter, he said it wouldn't be that many, but there will be job losses, it seems. He's talked about sort of open source algorithms. So that is making the algorithms that decide, the software that decides what tweets you see and which tweets get promoted and which tweets don't, open and public for people to modify, and perhaps the ability to change and choose your own algorithm. Now, that's very much unlike any other social media service because they closely guard the secrets of how these work, because once people know how they work, they can manipulate them and promote whatever they want to promote and manipulate what Twitter promotes. So that if he does do that, that's a very high risk move. He's also talked about sort of introducing many more services. So there's thoughts he may make it rather like the Chinese WeChat service, which is much more than a social media messaging service. It's mobile payments and mobile commerce, and you can do almost everything in the app. You can order a taxi, you can buy stuff, you can message people, you name it. But that's tough. It's unlike China, where the effectively you can only really do this sort of thing with permission of the government. It's a very crowded landscape over here, and there's a lot of competing services.
Absolutely. Now, Musk's ownership began with firing top 3 officials of Twitter. Any thoughts on his upcoming management techniques?
Well, Twitter was previously a very collaborative place. People listened to each other, and Musk isn't like that. He's very much a single dictator, and what he says goes. So one expects that things will change, and there will probably be a lot of unhappiness internally, I suspect, a lot of worry.
I want to go back to a point you made earlier. Musk has called for a more open and democratic platform earlier, but how do you feel about the richest man in the world owning and controlling a platform like Twitter? We are all aware of how influential the website has become in the current times.
Yeah, I mean, we see this in the traditional media landscape, and that's always a concern with who owns traditional media. It's still just as much a case, with companies like Facebook and with companies like Twitter. And Twitter is very influential, more than its sort of 100 million users who log in every month would suggest. As we know, it affects who gets voted into many democracies. So it really does matter. How it all plays out, we just don't know. He is up against a changing legal landscape, it should be said. Particularly in Europe, we've got laws coming in that in the UK and in Europe that's the UK's Online Safety Bill, and in Europe the Digital Services Act, that heavily limit what platforms can do with really potentially very large fines. So misinformation from people like Trump could cost Twitter a lot of money.
All right, that was Adrian Mars from London. It was a pleasure speaking to you.